Now, if you go on the social media platform Threads and scroll through it casually, you will find Hong Kong netizens saying, "Does anyone understand?" In the English-speaking world, it's represented by unpopular opinion, which means an opinion not favored by the masses. Both are used as introductions to posts to express one's own thoughts. The mindset reflected in them is a snapshot of the era. Today's online world encompasses everything and is full of contradictions. The most profound knowledge, painstakingly researched by scholars, has been made public online. Even if you step back and seek only popular knowledge, there's still an endless amount to read. At the same time, human intellectual rubbish is also countless, and it's surprising that people dare to share such things with the public. Another contradiction is the vast amount of content the internet can hold, which is beyond common sense. The International Data Corporation estimates that by 2025, internet traffic will reach 175 zettabytes, with 1 zettabyte equal to 10 to the power 21 bytes, or 1 trillion gigabytes. Despite the huge capacity, it doesn't seem that people particularly like lengthy content. Readers often say, "Too long, didn't read." Refusing to read content that's a bit longer. Even when it comes to watching videos, short clips under a minute have become electronic drugs for countless netizens. It's strange that while creators today go to great lengths to compress content, using phrases like unpopular opinion as introductions to their posts has become a trend. Does anyone understand? An unpopular opinion are brief, so netizens don't feel uncomfortable reading them, and that's acceptable. More importantly, declaring that the following opinion is unpopular assumes that one's views are not understood by the majority but still craves validation. By defining one's own views as non-mainstream, one tries to stand out, showing personal uniqueness while also being able to counter opposing views by claiming that the other party doesn't understand, thus confirming the non-mainstream nature of one's views. If lucky enough to find a kindred spirit who acknowledges one's non-mainstream opinion, it's even more comforting, creating a sense of similarity and internal validation while contrasting with the outside world, generating dopamine on social media. This deeper, internal contradiction within the online world is more worthy of our attention. If you know your opinion isn't widely accepted and you don't want to be criticized, you can simply not say it. If you're brave enough to speak out, you should be ready for criticism. If you believe your opinion is valid but not understood by ordinary people, or you feel deeply about it but can't explain it to others, then you don't need to stoop to the level of common people and beg for their approval. On the other hand, if the masses and those who don't understand that the poster views actually agree with their profound insights, doesn't that just prove that their opinion is ordinary? We can easily observe the comments under posts that start with unpopular opinion. Of course, the content of the post varies, and so do the comments. But it's not hard to find many people criticizing the poster for adding unpopular opinion doesn't make you smarter. It is doubtful how much of the poster desire for validation is fulfilled. Those seeking validation probably look up to influencers who get thousands of hearts on a single post. Even getting a fraction of that feels like an achievement. But what determines someone's online popularity is not necessarily positive feedback, but rather the level of engagement. Yuval Noah Harari, in his book Nexus: A Brief History of Information Networks from the Stone Age to AI, uses the tragedy of the Rohingya people in Myanmar as an example to show how tech giants' algorithms push the most controversial content to the forefront, which is often not considered the best content. Algorithms don't judge right or wrong, they measure user involvement, meaning any reaction from users, liking, laughing, getting angry, or showing hatred, is counted as engagement. This has been confirmed by controversial figures in recent years who excel at attracting attention online and then building their personal businesses. The online world is just an extension of the real world and cannot represent the entire real world. The content seen through a screen is often edited to an unknown extent. With a keyboard as a tool, People feel empowered and brave enough to say things that lack evidence and are harsh, which they wouldn't dare to say in person. Many people have pointed out that observing people online versus offline can be completely different. If so, what value is there in getting several hearts on social media? What's even more worrying is that the tendency to seek approval might destroy the very factor that has made human civilization successful: rationality. Some might say you are putting too much emphasis on reason. Humans are emotional beings. Isn't this cold-blooded? I've written an article analyzing how reason and emotion can coexist and complement each other. In short, true reason and emotion do not exclude each other. Unrestrained emotion is just impulse, not emotion. A like or a heart mostly represents the reader's immediate reaction, not a judgment made after careful thought. Content getting the most emotion reactions is pushed to the forefront by algorithms, while content that deserves contemplation becomes a niche interest and sinks into oblivion. As a result, as soon as we connect with a single click, surf in the data Eden, and see posts filled with hearts one after another, people who feel crushed by society might find temporary relief and even satisfaction, ultimately becoming more and more like impulsive animals. Where will humanity go if this continues? I don't mean to be self-righteous here. I also use social media, otherwise I wouldn't be aware of trendy phrases like unpopular opinion. It's just that when facing things that absorb us, we should occasionally wake up, step outside to reflect on what's inside, and examine what we find entertaining and what it resolves. If you have any idea or like this video, please comment, like, subscribe and share. I'll be grateful if you become a member on Patreon, making us go even further. See you on the next video.